Go. Don't let me push record on that. They say the person that pushed record is take ownership of that demonstration. Now, next coming to the stage, we got our brother who is one of Minister Raheem's finest students. And I say finest students because a lot of people sometimes look at us and they'll look at our numbers and they think, man, it ain't that many of them. They ain't on all that, man. But I just want y'all to know, our leader didn't create a bunch of followers. He made a bunch of leaders.
That's right.
You know, so it's a bunch of people that came through our doors that's out here leading the community and doing very well in their own right, in their own aspect. And, you know, when Amari talked about penetrate and duplicate, I don't know, nobody duplicated the marketing and promotion of the Sax Preacher better than coming to the stage, our very own brother, Blaq Ice. He's, of course, Franklin Lodge number 25.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Peace and blessings, family. How y'all doing?
Really good.
All right. We say hotel.
My hotel.
Shalom.
Shalom alaikum.
Habaragani.
Jamo Sante Baragani.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
From Inglewood, in the words of Amara, we just say like, what up, though? I come from the Hebrew Israelite perspective, as we all do in our origin. Before we went to any geographical location, we had a relationship with God. And it was because that relationship with God failed, we found ourselves in the situation that we see ourselves in today. If you open up the scripture and you look at the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, you read about the blessings and the curses. Right. But even more than that, you read about an identification marker. When you're looking for a suspect, the police say, well, he's 6 foot tall, he's dark skinned, he has jeans on, he has this or that. When you look at the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it gives you the description of the condition that Israel would be in.
Teach.
Part of that description was going into slavery by way of ships. It called it out.
That's right.
It also called out that you would be the bottom or you would be the tail. Everywhere you would go, you would be the tail. It also calls out that you would give birth to children, and those children would go into captivity. It also calls out that you could have a wife, and that man would be able to go and sleep with your wife. You would build a house, and you wouldn't live in that house. And everywhere you go, the stranger that is in your area will get high above you, and you will get down very low. Who's cutting your grass in your community? It's the Mexicans. Who's selling us our gas in our community? It's the Arabs. Who owns the beauty supply stores and who's doing our nails? The Asians.
That's right.
And so when God calls a thing, it comes to pass. So what do? We develop these plans that the To.M.A nation has developed, and our brothers and our sisters from various organizations have developed. One of the things that we learned early on in the To.M.A nation is that we don't do spiritual gangbanging.
Come on now.
We don't do spiritual gangbanging. It was enough gangbanging out on the street with the folks and the Stones back in the day. And then the folks and the Stones broke off and they went this way and they went that way, and they didn't realize that they were actually repeating the old crusades and the fights that they had back in the day.
Come on, that's right.
All the way over there in the Middle East. We adopted their ideology and their mentality. But even more so, we adopted a white supremacy mentality that anything that looks black,
come on now,
is evil and is negative. We don't have to go into the black hat being bad luck, and the devil's food cake being black, and the angel's food cake being white. What he has done today is he has planted his mind in our mind.
Come on now.
And so we can see 5 black police officers killed and beat the hell out of one of their own because they're thinking with that white supremacist mind.
That's right. Come on now.
And anything that looked like themselves, they hate. Because we were taught to hate ourselves. So let's go on this poetic journey. It's called Get Your Knee Off My Neck.
All right.
I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. Why are you on top of me? I said I can't breathe. Get your knee off my neck. 400 years of disrespect, inequality, and it's bothering me, but you ain't listening. The only time you seem to pay attention is when we looting and breaking something. But you're too blind to see that this is live on TV. Unscramble the line, straighten the antenna. Let's go back to 1619 Virginia, America. This is when we stepped off the slave ships and stepped on the auction block. Sold to the highest bidder like livestock. Since that moment, we've been playing on two separate fields to two different clocks, and you got the nerve to use your stopwatch. How am I ever going to catch up to you when you've had a 400-year head start? Back then, you made it unlawful for me to read, but now you're trying to make it unlawful for me to breathe. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. Then in 1863, we thought that we were freed. But Galveston, Texas denied our freedom for 2 more years. This is why we celebrate Juneteenth, our Independence Day. But let's fast forward to May 31st, 1921. A mob of white men with guns and white sheets burned down over 35 square blocks of businesses and over 1,200 homes in what would later be known as Black Wall Street. And you wonder why. The unemployment is so high in our community. It's because of that knee. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. See, the odds have been against us since the day that we were born. And some of these racists have traded in their white sheets for black robes, suits and ties, and police uniforms.
Come on now.
Let me clarify. All cops are not bad cops. When you stand there and watch, look at your watch while 9 minutes and 20 seconds go past. Knee on neck, I can't breathe. A crime is being committed. Then the good cop becomes just as guilty as the bad cop. As a matter of fact, that makes you an accessory. I think they love to see black men wearing accessories like hands and cuffs and chains. Since slavery, we've been beaten, whipped, handcuffed, and chained. And this is a stain on America's history. But when will they change? America, we still haven't forgotten your original sin. And the reason why America was so great back then is because we were your human cotton gin. So when you say, let's make America great again, are you saying that you want us to go back to picking your cotton again for free? We had no choice because of that need. But this is something that we've tried so hard to avoid. But damn it, today we want justice from Emmett Till to Jacob Blake to Tyree to George Floyd. Get your knee off my neck. I can't breathe. When we walk out of that door, everybody knows the trauma that we're facing. But what we're saying today is get with the program of our brothers and our sisters from To.M.A Nation. That's that piece.